I'm so cocky now that I don't even put my phone out anymore. I don't on the TV. We're so good. We're so good.
Got this.
Let's see. You're off the screen, dude. Like, there you go.
Checking my hair.
You're still not light. It's unbelievable.
You guys just
We're live, guys. I mean, Chris's mom is listening to us, and she's like, "What's going on? Why are they not saying anything?"
She's like, "Why is my son always in the dark?"
I think you look better on the bottom screen.
You're in the dark.
That's because that's all right.
Somebody took my little tool I had left over here.
Well, oh, that was your tool?
That was my tool.
I thought it was my cleaning people's tool.
It was.
Oh, okay. I put it back in the cleaning. I put it. It's all in the back in the janitorial closet. It's like it's a mile and a half away. I don't think that's gonna do it. You think that does it? That's gonna get him pretty again? There's nothing that's gonna help him get him pretty. This is
so
the best
sad.
you get.
Actually, the lights.
It is. It's actually not bad. Yeah, the top TV is.
Well, my
is a
mom
lie.
says otherwise.
Well,
Really?
No,
listen,
really, no,
Mom.
she's fine. Yeah, she's probably sleeping.
why? How's her hip?
She's getting there.
Dude,
Yeah?
there's some nice shoes there, man.
These?
Yeah, those are sharp.
These are not that
Why are you
nice.
all
get-
dressed up?
Dressed up for tonight.
You know what? No,
Tonight,
I'm
A
not.
little early.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought for some reason I wasn't prepared, and I thought it was gonna be cooler today. I knew yesterday was like 85 here, and patients were saying, "Oh yeah, it's gonna get a lot cooler tomorrow. It's gonna be in the 60s," but they meant over the weekend.
Yeah.
And so I came in with longer sleeves and this and that. I've got some professional things I need to do today.
Okay.
I have to have
Like what?
I have to have a
What
tough
do you got going on?
conversation with
Doing
a
some
director
some
today.
grown-up stuff.
Yeah, I gotta have a tough conversation with a director today.
For here?
Director of
One of these locations.
Can I come?
clinical director or business admin.
We'd rather
Well,
not say.
Our directors are both clinical and admin. We empower them to run their business within our organization. And so you build your
Therein lies
specific
the problem.
departments, you build the staff, the personnel, you build the patient base, you do everything.
Mhm.
And then essentially you're rewarded financially without having to buy in. You're rewarded financially. You're rewarded with freedom and flexibility, right?
Mhm.
If you hire, for example, if we have a chiropractor who's a director and they've developed their patient base
Mhm.
and they've built big enough where they can bring
They
another.
develop the patient base.
They
Or
build-
you develop the
Well,
patient
listen, obviously I have a brand that we've developed over 21 years.
base? Mhm.
So hopefully it's easier for them than it was for me when I came out and I had
Sure,
nothing.
Sure, but they get out in the community. They bring in their patients. They build
Yes.
a following.
That's the goal to
Mhm.
to do what we did without having the stress of they get a paycheck every week. I made how much did you make the first month you were out in practice?
Jeez, I don't know.
I know
Nothing.
exactly. what I made.
Zero.
$8.16 I made.
Well, that's pretty good.
I'll tell you why. I actually made $16.32, but I had to pay 50% to the guy that was renting out the space from.
There you go.
Right. So these guys make a lot more than $8.16 in their first month when
I
they
think
have
it-
no patients on their
I
side.
think it took me 2 years to make more than I made as a bartender while I was in college.
That's right. That's right. I made more in the moving company in the summer for however many weeks home from college because I used to wake up early in the morning, go to the dock, get on a truck,
Right.
make that
Yeah.
plus tips plus everything like that. Yeah,
So he's just not doing a good job.
it's more of an
She-
attitude thing. Yeah, it's
Mm.
more. She's terrific. She's got a patient base that she makes happy and everything like that.
It's
I think
between
she's
the
reliant
ears.
upon that patient base, and so if you're not growing, you're eventually going to be fading, right? So we want them to get out there and do some more marketing and do more things, which she could be successful at. I think it's an effort thing.
Yeah.
I think she's counting the 40-hour clock, which a director is not a 40-hour person.
That's
Right?
right.
That's an associate role, and I'm fine with that.
I'm
right?
curious. Is she a millennial?
Hmm.
Or Gen Z or
Let's say
She's lazy.
early 30s.
She's lazy.
yeah, early
Late-
30s is late
20s,
late
early
Gen
30s.
X, early
I
millennial.
just feel like I don't know. I have different.
There's a
views on
psychology
things.
there.
He
There
knows
is a psychology there.
if he has to think about her twice, she's gone.
Not, I just feel like it's one of those things where if she could do it, she would have done it.
But if she has done it,
She
not
might.
consistent. Never been a consistent thing.
Yeah,
thing.
I mean,
It's-
so she puts her cards on the table. You just know, you know who you are. Like I know if you take me and put me in McDonald's in 6 months, I'll be a manager, and in 1 year I'll be a district manager, and then in 2 or 3 years I'd own branches, right? But But you could take another person and put them there, and they'll just work the prize station. Maybe she's just the prize station, right?
Right.
You can't expect someone to do what you do or how you are, because if she was, she'd have her own clinics and hiring
Do
people
you
underneath
use
her.
the any tests? Any like when you're hired, do
Personality
you run a
test?
PDP or
I used to, but now I just have conversation and listen to their words, what they're saying.
You know the test.
I just
you
communicate.
got them figured out,
Yeah, I mean, just luckily, just because of all of my own training.
right? And but do you find that when you used to use the PDP that it correlated with your instincts?
Yes and no, because I feel like there's so much information out there that people can Google themselves through those kinds of things, and they always know what to say now, and
Mhm.
you know, so it's hard, and I get it. I don't, but you know,
Look,
you can't expect someone to do what you're doing, or they'd be who you are.
No, I get that. I don't think that's our expectations are not to be us. Our
You
expectations
can
is
make
to
money
you.
off her.
Do I?
Yeah.
I mean, this is
We
a
went
business,
through-
right? I mean, this is not.
we
No, I
went
didn't know
through
she was paying rent or something.
Oh no,
or
no,
not.
she's an employee of ours.
we went through 4
Team member.
years of
you.
4
like
years of incredibly low unemployment. Hiring has been incredibly difficult across every industry.
Really bad.
So you pretty much hire anybody you can. Now that that's starting to change, it's harder to find a job. You're going to have people stepping up.
Oh
little bit
God,
more,
from your lips to God's ears.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I
think
have,
it's,
I just hired a front desk person.
Can we talk numbers around here?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Like how much these people are trying to make right now? Because I find some of the things that
These
we're getting asked,
people,
these
these people.
potential candidates for team membership.
Yeah.
I feel like wow. I mean, I'm talking front desk. We're also doing that.
Yeah.
I'm getting numbers that are outrageous.
Yeah.
You want what?
Yeah.
Wow.
What is your outrageous number?
29, 30.
Yeah, that's yeah, that's outrageous.
It's outrageous.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. What? Do you,
Mhm.
So, all right. What do
Yeah.
you? So where
I'm
is
just
that
saying,
range right now?
I just think it's like she nice girl. She's very young. She literally her birthday's today. Happy birthday!
Happy
She
birthday!
just turned 21.
All right. Wow.
Believe that?
Whew.
She's working on getting her license, so she Ubers to work. Impressive. From Westchester,
Wow.
right?
working on
What?
getting her driver's license.
Yeah, because she used to live in New York City.
Oh,
So she bumped out of the city now into
And
Westchester.
she's Ubering to
She-
your office.
Yep. Or she and she gets it done. I mean, that's a different,
You give her a little stipend. You give her a little.
No, I just, but I gave her a little extra, but the thing is, that's a character trait. Like,
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
I'm like,
Yeah. She was
I'm
willing to do that.
like, I don't even want, I'm honest. I'm like, I don't even really, I'm just uncomfortable hiring her because she's 20. I have a
21.
rule that like, here's my rules. Under 21, no car, no. And I did both because I just,
She
I
was
took
a star.
a chance. I just had a feeling on her. She's a nice girl. She spoke very well, very professional.
It's just so easy for her to call and be like, "Oh, I couldn't get a
Like Uber.
Yeah.
whatever."
And I said to her, "Listen, I'm going to take a chance on you, but you get one late chance or one my Uber didn't show up, and then I'm going to go with my gut, and we're going to find somebody else."
Right.
She's been-
How did you find a potential team member like this
That's on
from
Indeed.
Indeed?
Yeah.
From Westchester. They were like,
Yeah.
are they looking? Is she looking to move here? Or
I mean, I don't know. I told her, "Don't move for your job because you're, it's new.
Mhm.
We're not sure. We're working on it, but." Every day I meet with her for 30 minutes and we just go over pure mindset stuff and
she's digging it.
she's she's learning the
I
system.
love that. I
She
love
learns-
that pure mindset stuff because everything else can be figured out.
Right. And so the office manager trains her on the scripts and the words on how to answer the phone. And then I go over the scripts, but the meaning behind the words and why you're saying it, not just, the spiritual mindset behind the words. And so she's getting it. But the fact is she come in early for makeup yesterday. She came in early. She got here in her Uber. So there are
Dude, you
people.
guys killed it. Your Instagram was unbelievable.
Yeah,
That
it
was
was fun.
awesome.
Yeah, it was
it
fun.
was great. Who did that?
Dr. Taylor.
Really?
Look
Yeah.
at Dr. T
Yeah.
coming out here,
Yeah.
girl.
Super impressive.
She did a great job. She's so funny too. All day long, everyone was like, "Your makeup's so nice. Who did that?" She's just me. all day. Me. All
She should have been like, click me, click me,
all day.
click
Me. Me. I'm like, oh, this is your living.
I didn't
your
even.
shit
I
today.
don't. Oh, I did. Get
Do you
my
do
pictures
something
today.
every year, or is it because she showed up
No,
that
we
you
try to
guys?
do a theme every year. We've been Wizard of Oz. We were actually the last year.
You want to put it up over here? I got the new dongle.
Put it up.
We
Put
can
it up.
the dongle.
Put
here.
up. Put
We'll
up.
put up the office
Instagram.
pictures for everybody to see.
Little Halloween.
You have an
action.
old dongle, right? The only problem is with the old dongle, it doesn't spin, so you can't make it full screen. But it's okay.
I don't know what you guys are saying. So
He doesn't
Dongle.
know. He doesn't
No,
know the
Hold on,
word.
you gotta load some software. So we'll just talk about it real quick.
Okay.
Okay. I got my pictures here too.
Cool.
Mine's here. So all of our offices, it's always a competition. Nobody tells what the other office
Yeah,
is going
right.
to do, and we try to outdo each other every single year. It becomes more and more elaborate all the time.
am I good?
So
Nothing happened.
yep, you're on.
Okay. What do I?
We're going to the Insta, ladies and gentlemen. Going to the Insta, we're seeing all his private.
You saw my head at
conversations.
the top there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I wanted to
Somebody's
talk-
doing a good
I
job
wanted
over
to talk
here.
about that too. Ready? Because I don't know how to do anything.
Oh, there's no volume.
Okay.
There's no volume. We're just we're working on that. Look,
it is.
wow, is that Taylor?
Now
Wow, the
come on.
smoke
How
machine
do,
and
how do
everything.
you how do you not want to go to that office?
And then they hit out.
Wow.
They hit outside and attacked me in my car. That's them. And then so it's good. But
And is it Lauren at the end
Yeah, that's
adjusting?
Who's doing the camera work?
he did his own camera work there.
It's great. It's the Halloween music.
Yeah,
which
it's
you
Michael
can't hear.
Myers music in the background, and Dr. Taylor did this post, and
And that's Lauren, right?
No, that's Dr. Taylor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dr. T. That is terrific.
That's
So I have a
fantastic.
smoke machine we use every Thursday.
Oh, that's right, because you have your.
We have Disco Thursday,
all right.
and
Let me see this.
I fill the whole office with smoke, and then we have the lasers and laser light it up.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Here's spine. No, I'm lying to you. What happened here? You
your
stole my thunder. Oh, there it was.
It's your first
There
day.
we go. All right. So this is the Montvale location. If you can't tell, that was Shrek, Three Blind Mice, the Fairy Godmother, and over there,
All right, I didn't.
and then they were Looney Tunes,
Nice.
Okay.
which is very funny. And then still a little Three Blind Mice, Fairy Godmother, Shrek. First of all, Dr. Corey, it's a little bit of a bootleg Shrek. I'm not gonna lie. For the main guy of the the thing over there, so there's our whole staff, and I was Lord
Team.
Lord Farquhar. That's me.
Where
Not
are
as
you?
elaborate.
Where are you?
That's me in the red, right there in the middle.
Where's Greg?
He
where
was
is
there.
You see him? He's right there in the middle.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
you
yeah.
blind? There he is. There's
I don't
Greg.
know. Oh, there he is.
Hey, he's right here.
Hey, what's going on?
There he is.
I
Oh,
thought you were Farquhar. I don't know. I was got confused.
Prince
You
Charming.
are.
Of course.
Perfect.
And then we got the last final office. We had the Ghostbuster.
Oh,
crew
that's
over
great.
there.
Oh, they win.
Is that Closter?
That's Park Ridge.
Park Ridge
That's
wins.
Park Ridge.
Did they ever get that table set up, by the way, over there at Park Ridge Day?
Yeah, we set up the whole time. You
I
missed
was
it. I don't
there.
know. It wasn't in front of the thing. It was in the courtyard. Of
I was
Fort-
at the courtyard hanging out.
All right. And this is, by the way, ladies
was.
and gentlemen, this morning, look at that beautiful
Oh,
shot.
that
This is
looks
just a
fantastic.
few minutes ago with the sun coming up over here, and then as you pan over here, you see the rainbow over there.
Yeah,
Look at that. That looks great.
Right? What a shot. That was this morning for all one listener. You're looking at beautiful New Jersey, Montvale, New Jersey.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, it was cool.
The ride over was good.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
good stuff. Right?
Is it
New
this
dongle,
week-
huh?
Is it this weekend we changed the clock? Because
It
It
is.
is Saturday night.
Yeah.
So what happened? You got Steve. You got a little butt hurt over Gary Brecka.
Ooh, what happened?
Was
Are
that
you fighting? Are you,
The
is there a battle?
methylation.
Yeah. I gave him a little.
Little zing.
Dude, you can't just go on and say shit. Like you have.
I
to
can.
Back it up. You got to back it up.
look. If
Yeah.
you're just straight up wrong, I mean, it's one thing to have it.
What he meant to
What
say was. What he meant to say
what
was.
he was trying to say.
What he should have said was.
So I can you not tell
Look.
this because I missed it. I don't know.
So look, the person in question,
Fuck him.
our friend Chris has many friends.
I don't like. I'm with you on this guy anyway.
Yeah.
I have
well, sometimes you just can't let it go
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it gives
I
the
get it.
whole industry a bad name,
Yeah,
right?
no, I get it.
There's value to genetic testing. There's value there. Looking at genetic SNPs. So one of the things I wrote in today's post in the comments was genetic SNPs are not genetic defects. They're normal variants. And a normal variant means it was an adaptation that humans made sometime in the last couple of thousand years for a reason, right? So methylation SNPs. People think, oh, I have this genetic defect and I can't detox and all that stuff, and it's just not true. Now, is there a difference that people have in their ability to process certain toxins? Yes, absolutely. Are methylation variants associated with autoimmune disease? Yes, but just because you have a test that you sell that is going to basically get 40% of the people who do the test to get scared about their methylation genetic variant, you can't sit there and explain every problem they have based on that. So the comment that he made was, you cannot convert T4, which is thyroid hormone. Thyroid hormone doesn't do anything in your body until it gets converted into T3. So there's an inactive form, which gets converted into the active form, and that process requires moving in iodine. And according to the person in question, it's a methylation problem. It's got methylation's got nothing to do with it.
Fuck that guy.
No, but
I know, but
fuck the methylation as a
Right, I know,
reason for
just
every
saying.
problem you have. So
yeah, no, I get it. That was fun. I liked it.
Yeah. So and you know, what am I doing? I'm promoting myself as an authority, right? But I think one of the best things that I've done on social media is really just get trust from people. You know, you sit there and you say things, and you know, you're not telling people what to do in a 90-second video. You're hopefully getting them to just think about stuff.
Trigger thoughts. You're not pontificating.
Correct.
There you go.
Whoa.
That was a big word.
I need a nap after that word.
It was on the toilet paper today.
Nice.
The first square, pontificate.
All right.
I wonder if it was trying to tell me something.
It was.
Do I pontificate?
We got this big white thing over here.
Yep, that was to temporarily block the sun. We have two little white things up there too.
Yeah.
But the shades, everything has been ordered to block the sun, because in the morning it's not bad for us, especially as it gets later in the year. But I do an afternoon-ish stuff or anything like that, and you're actually not even afternoon, 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning when I'm doing the other podcast.
What is the schedule on the other podcast? Do you have a calendar? Do you have people lined up? Do you have? Is it weekly? Like, are you missing anything? Like you
every single week.
Are you doing this right?
I think so. I mean, ChatGPT told me what to do. I'm doing it. Every single Wednesday morning from 8:30 to 9 a.m. and I have guests lined up. Now I understand 30 minutes. I wanted it. Yeah, nothing like this. It's crazy. I mean, come on.
Local Bizcast.
The local Bizcast. Yes, and I'm bringing all local business owners. I had a really good one from her name is Corinne. I have no problem saying it, from Cycle Bar. You know, the Cycle Bar up over here. It's a franchise chain, and she had a great story. It was very, very cool. She came from corporate, and she was like a car girl. I had no idea. So I'm kind of trying to help all these local business people, but I'm finding that there's local business people that are like, ooh, 8:30 on a Wednesday, like, got to be in my business. That makes sense. So we are actually testing a 5 p.m.
or a lunch
podcast.
Hour. It's all local, so
true. But I'm also testing a 5 p.m. podcast, or don't do it live. I could just launch it at 8:30 a.m. and pre-record.
Correct.
I'm not getting much chat right now. My anticipation in the future, and I don't have the capabilities. I haven't put an iPad over here, but like putting a chat in there and having people ask live questions. But 30 minutes does not leave a lot of time. It sounds like a lot of time. It's not that much. It's not that much time. So like and it's fun banter. It's like this, because I don't want it to be this formal question and answer type of thing. It always starts with my bald head in front of the camera.
Right.
Because I have to turn the on button at that computer with my bald head over there. So, but I blacked it out. I have some ideas now that I got the new dongle. Is this called a dongle? Is this a dongle, or is the other part the dongle?
I don't know. I hate the word. I don't like the way it sounds.
I don't use He's just mad at it. He's just mad. I don't know.
Stop saying dongle.
Stop saying dongle.
I don't know what that word means. I don't like it.
Everybody else came in pajamas and jeans, and I'm like dressed the nicest I've ever dressed before.
Yeah, no. I'm
pajama day.
I guess so. Lily, is it pajama day out there?
I'm going for a ruck after this. So
yeah, I missed it.
You going for a ruck?
I'm gonna go for a ruck.
40-pound ruck, 35-pound ruck. What are we up to?
Where are you going, Ramapo?
I choose between 30 and 40.
Ramapo Valley?
No, I'm going right here.
I saw
Hometown.
Jan posted, or you posted of Jan.
I
yesterday,
posted
yeah.
Jan yesterday.
Yeah.
I just love his stuff. I love the whole VO2 thing. I think it's something that everybody should be assessed for. I don't have the time to do it on everybody, so I like sending them over to Allendale, New Jersey, to Dr. Jan. He's awesome.
Very cool guy. I like him a lot. Connected
Yeah.
with him.
Yeah,
So,
he's
and
great.
he follows up with me.
Yeah, no, he's a good egg.
Have you gotten there yet?
No,
What
well,
are you scared of?
after
Please?
yours was good, and I was like, that shit don't mean
I
nothing.
got to train.
Oh, it doesn't mean nothing. It means I could ride a bike up a hill for a minute and a half.
This is true.
I think-
Obviously, it doesn't mean anything else. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
like,
It's
right.
about, you know what?
Okay.
He might be right. I really can't argue with
Right.
that.
So I
I've
want
lost all
to.
faith in VO2 Max after his was really good.
Not really good. It was just good.
Whatever. It was,
I'd like for it to be better.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I pulled up a case study of a 80-year-old with 51.
Wow.
VO2, which is freaking unbelievable.
I have a very good friend who's very similar lifestyle to me. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, very smart with regards to how he's trying to address things, ever like that. And our VO2 max was 0.1 different.
Yeah,
Which is pretty
You
crazy.
guys probably have a methylation problem.
My T4 is all fucked up. I can tell you that. I wish I knew more
I
about
want to
that.
introduce you to Elements Psychology for a podcast. She's great. She has
here?
a group. She's here in Montvale. She's
Perfect.
in my building. Jessica McCarthy. She's really an impressive psychologist. She does podcasts. She's has a whole team that works with her. They do a lot of neuropsych testing for kids with everything, from ADHD to
I need this for
all
my
that stuff.
child
Mhm.
and for me. There's so many needs I need. Jessica, Jennifer, what's her name?
Jessica McCarthy.
Jessica, I
Yeah.
need you. I need you. I need.
But she's heard of you guys. She, I mentioned the grand opening. Well, the soft opening of the Functional Medicine Center.
Tonight,
Can we give it? What is the name again?
we're not allowed to.
Functional Medicine Centers of New Jersey,
Private.
FMC of
I
NJ.
wasn't allowed to invite.
We were
anybody.
talking about you last night. You didn't respond, by the way.
About what?
I guess was there an invite? I don't know. I didn't get invited
I
formally.
got the invite.
Yeah, so you
I
didn't respond.
responded.
I didn't get one.
Lauren must have gotten.
Well, that's your first mistake.
Well, I'm just saying. And then I
You're
told
my
her, I
friend.
said yes, and he's bringing strippers, and they're going to invite about 50 or 60 people.
I was going to invite a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that because that would be a cool thing to do. But they actually have to get rid of people.
Oh.
I think.
By
they
the way, I
have
had a great conversation with.
Should I stay home?
With
no, you have
Oh.
to come for 5
Dude, you
minutes
gotta
and then
come.
exit.
And what is it? 7:00?
There's so many different exits you can get out of there very quickly. There's
Do I get to
multiple.
try some stuff?
I'm sure.
Can we ride on some stuff? Can we get?
Can you go in the hyperbaric oxygen chamber with matches?
Right. Can
You
I?
should.
Can we get it? Can we? What's the attire?
It's cocktail attire. You gotta
Which is
move it up a little bit.
like the way you're dressed now.
I'm throwing a jacket.
Throwing
I'm
a
gonna
jacket.
probably throw
I'm
a
gonna
suit
throw
on. I'm
a suit?
Yeah, but I would
not
say
wearing
most
a
people
suit.
could wear a jacket.
I'll wear
Jacket,
a
no
jacket.
tie. Jacket, no tie.
I all of a
Jacket,
sudden
no
can't
tie.
make it.
Yeah, you can wear Jordans if you want though.
I'm busy.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
Saddle River. Come on.
It's fancy schmancy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Fuck these people. All right. I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's fine. That's
Yeah,
so
walk
7 to 7:01.
Hmm.
That'll be fun.
Kelly had a very difficult conversation with a cardiologist.
God,
Yeah,
stab myself
yesterday.
in the
What
eye.
was difficult about it?
The fact that they supposedly are allegedly, I don't know what the correct term would be, treating
Get in
the
trouble.
patient, a mutual patient of Kelly's and this cardiologist for aortic stenosis. And Kelly is trying to use some hyperbaric stuff. She's got a ton of stuff going on, but she's with a cardiologist because of some aortic stenosis. And Kelly had to get some clearance from the cardiologist. Is it okay to throw her in an
Mhm.
H-spot? And goes to talk about it, and this cardiologist was not having it. Like, who are you? You're nothing. None of this is research. You're a joke. What's your credentials? And she goes, I'm IFM certified, and I'm a chiropractor. Oh, and like started bashing on chiropractic. This and
Love
that.
that.
It really.
That is fuel.
That is
That is
gets me
fuel.
So
excited.
Kelly is like, listen, I don't want to have a combative conversation with
Mhm.
you. I'm just sitting here to try to see if we could help our patient, and this and that, the other thing. And well, I think she's wasting her money on there. It's absolutely disgusting. There's no research to do that. And Kelly's like, well, I just need the testing that you've done. She goes, I have to write it up.
Mhm.
And she goes, wait, how did you diagnose this woman with aortic stenosis if you have no objective evidence of aortic stenosis? And of course, Kelly is playing the thing, like not being combative, but like, what
Oh,
have
yeah,
you
she
done
was.
What have
Right.
you done for this patient?
Right.
What are you doing for this patient?
Right.
What the money that you're spending and everything like that? What is this helping this patient? And you're pontificating?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
It's too much.
Anyways,
Too many.
that put Kelly in a funk too. Last night that was it. She was off,
No, that
and it's a tough. And I wanted her to.
I would.
She may have
sleep
played
like
it
a
correctly.
Baby, I would sleep like a baby.
Me
Would
after
you
too.
that
would have?
conversation.
Would you have?
Because it's conversations like that that guarantee. It's another, another sign from the world and the universe that I made all the right choices in my career. These guys are clinging on to some level of authority
In all
that
fairness,
they don't deserve to keep.
And in all fairness, I just don't like the.
He's trying to choose his words correctly. Would you help him? What you're trying to say is,
I know
don't-
exactly what he's trying
I
to
just
say.
don't like. One is I don't.
You don't care.
It's not that I don't care. I just think that, like, to avoid those, like, if I need testing or something from someone, like if it was me on the other end, I would be like, front desk, just call for the results of the thing. Like, he can't possibly know what she's doing.
Right.
He would have zero education in it. There's probably a 0.5% chance that he even understands anything she's doing. And the flip side is there's a 0.5% chance she understands anything he's doing.
the definition of doctor, right? I mean, the fact is, no matter what, help your patient. So
Right.
you may not know what's going on, but if we're sitting here trying to help your patient,
Right. Well, yes, but then they get, it's just one of those things. She can't ask for clearance for him to say it's okay because he's clueless. Like, I don't even fully understand half the stuff she's doing. So if you were to ask me, can I put my mom after this blah blah in the hyperbaric chamber?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
No,
That-
if you say no, it's based on nothing.
right?
Right. So
But then you
my
say,
answer-
I don't. You know what? To tell you the truth, I don't know, and
Right.
I don't even know how to find
Mhm.
that information out. I mean,
Right.
I guess I could try, but
right. She would have to do her own due diligence
Right.
and figure it out, and that's part of her
You're learning, yeah.
responsibility, and that's why she makes the money she does, is because
she's going to take that
She's gonna take
responsibility.
that
And the next time
responsibility.
she has a conversation with a person like this, she's going to be
No,
well prepared to be like,
why-
well,
she
actually,
doesn't need to have those
That's
conversations.
exactly
That's the problem.
that's the
you
point.
guys
That's
guys
the point.
enjoy always going to battle,
That's right.
and I
There's-
think it's the
No,
opposite.
trying to bring,
You're not
trying
bringing
to-
awareness. You're never going to one up the cardiologist.
Right.
It's impossible.
by the way,
how about educating a cardiologist?
Well, for what?
how about the cardiologist stay in his lane and
Right.
and deal with
Well,
what,
maybe he was
what's in front of
trying
him?
to.
Yeah,
Right,
perhaps-
maybe,
And
right.
she poked at him, and he's like, "Well, I can't." Like,
Right.
if I was a cardiologist and you were asking me if my patient can go in the hyperbaric chamber, I'd be like,
What are you asking permission?
"I don't know.
for?
I'm a
If
cardiologist.
yeah, but well, okay, but
I don't know anything about hyperbaric
if you have
chamber."
aortic stenosis and you're squeezing the body and you're potentially making the aorta a little bit smaller, is that a contraindication?
Whoa.
That's her job
Whoa.
to know that. Do you
Right.
call the orthopedic surgeon and ask him if you can adjust the spine after a surgery?
Can you ask the chiropractor what are the risks of doing any ABC anesthesia during during a procedure? Like, is the chiropractor going to be able to
No, that's what I'm
say,
saying.
that anesthesia carries this amount of risk, and you probably shouldn't have the operation based
Which is
on
your
that
stay in
risk.
your lane thing. Is that what you're saying? Like,
Yeah,
yeah, all right.
yeah,
That's
like,
what I'm saying. So if she's not, we're not a cardiologist.
She's the
We're going to ask her
hyperbaric
if the
oxygen. She's the
God.
HBOT specialist, not him.
Right.
What the fuck does he know?
but there's a cardiac cardiac issue. So don't you want to have
No,
the
no, no.
cardiac?
She
She
should
needs to know.
know.
She needs to know what the risks are. What the cardiac risks to hyperbaric? I don't know the answer to that question.
But she needs to find that out, as you said. If you're going to find that
Absolutely.
out,
The
you're
one
going to
to
have
ask.
now more tools in your belt because
Yeah.
now this is something that's come up. And if it's come up once, it could probably come up again.
So if it was me, I would have been like, "Hey, front desk, can you call over to the cardiac blah 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 center and just get any results he's ever had, and then I can take a look at them." And then that, like, it's just, you're not gonna. I get it was with good intention, but
Yeah.
you're never gonna form alliances like that. Very rarely, and you're never.
I would
going
reach
to-
out to Jack Wolfson. Jack Wolf. Is that his name? Jack?
Wolfenson.
Yeah,
Wolfson?
Wolfson, the cardiologist, the paleocardiologist.
Yeah.
I'd reach out to him. He's in our community. He's married into our community. He loves our community, and say, hey, I have a case. Is there anything that I need to be aware of? Go to people in our world who are cardiologists. There's plenty of them. Why would you go to a generic cardiologist and ask for anything?
I just think it's you're
Besides
talking
testing
about
results
Right,
from
it's
what
a
you
test
did.
result.
just a coordination of care
But
and having everybody who's treating this patient to be on the same page. I mean, the
you
days
tried
of the internist and the
Send a
primary
report.
care.
Hold on a
physicians-
second. Hold on.
Yeah.
Send a report.
All right.
You do your due diligence. You do what's appropriate. You make sure that the patient understands the risks of anything that you do because you're the expert in what you do.
If it's a, I'm complete opposite of what of like I the you guys are opening such a controversial thing into the community that's going to help so many people.
Right.
I think peacocking is the last thing you need to do.
Yeah.
I don't think they look at it as peacocking. They think they genuinely are trying to collaborate with people's physicians to try to give these patients the best care.
No, I get that.
And if somebody has
We
a
used to do that
significant
too.
cardiac issue, and you're going to have to see this cardiologist forever because you have this, but we're going to help you, with your situation. It's like chiropractic, right? You're going to have certain conditions that we're going to help your immune
Yes,
system
and when
and
they
your body
say
function.
no, don't do that. It's a waste of your money. And the person says, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot, and they get
do
great
great.
results.
Yes.
And then
Then
you send
what?
over.
There's and you said that's the most amount of words that need to be said, because just take a look at my results.
Yeah.
And
I
results
would,
will
she
speak
should-
volumes.
You guys
Listen,
are
you're
gonna-
right.
Every single person is going to get phenomenal results in this center. That's life changing. Like that's on a whole nother level. And every other person that they used to go to is going to be upset and feel pushed up against the wall.
You don't think there's any actual genuine doctors out there who really are just like, oh my God, you're doing great?
I mean, I don't want to say
feel
no.
like
I don't want to say no, but there. I mean, we've all been 20 plus years. How many can you name?
I can name one. I can tell you.
Right.
Well, I'm one cardiologist that is now my cardiologist because of the attitude, right? So chiropractors can't write scripts for labs for Medicare. So Kelly collaborated with a cardiologist that was a friend of ours. Said, please, can you, would you agree that this patient would need something like that? If I sent you a patient for referral, can you evaluate them?
Why didn't you ask him?
True. Yes, but can you let me finish the story?
Well, I'm just saying.
Right.
It seemed like an easier approach. I have to say.
I mean, I think at the time she was just trying to collaborate with the patient's cardiologist
Trying
and
to
probably
create a
her
relationship,
medical
which is
team.
fair.
Look, she didn't do anything wrong. That's
Right.
not the point.
No.
It's the way in which you address it. It
That's
depends
true.
on what the conversation was. If the patient said, I can't move
The
forward,
patient
here
apologized
unless...
for her doctor.
Exactly.
She did.
No, I get it.
It's been a patient of Kelly's for a couple of years. And
No, I get it.
Yeah.
And she respects
Sometime-
Kelly so much that she felt uncomfortable. And
Yes.
but that's a great sign because you guys are creating health, and she knows she's being
Challenged.
People-
she's over there by lack of other options at the cardiologist.
Yeah.
So she'd never go back there if she didn't have to, but she's
Right.
going to stay with you forever.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And she might start looking for a new cardiologist.
Yeah. After some shit
And
like
it should be
that.
this cardiologist, as I was
Yeah.
saying, right? So Kelly's like, would you agree that the patient would need? He goes, I don't even know what these tests are. So Kelly educated him on some of the tests.
Look, if there's anybody
And-
listening to this podcast that has no idea, they've even heard the word, like, there are people out there who may have heard the word chiropractic but have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
they're seeing it on TikTok and Instagram right now.
Yeah,
It's
Ring
just a matter of
ding.
it's just a matter of there are 3 professions that are primary portal of entry professions in healthcare, which means you're allowed to walk in off the street and see that professional. Actually, there's 4 now, because if you're a doctor of physical therapy, you can walk
For
in
12
off the
visits
street.
or
Yeah.
something like that.
But let's just say there's 3. There are DOs, MDs, and DCs. A DC is a chiropractor. All 3 of those professions go to school to learn everything there is to know about basic physiology, human physiology. So we all take the first 2 years is the same academic curriculum for all of us. The next 2 years is really going to be specific to the profession. So if you're a medical doctor, you're going to spend the second 2 years learning about drugs,
Rounds.
surgery, all the different things. If you're a chiropractor, you're going to learn how to remove interference with the optimal expression of health. But you learned in the first 2 years what the optimal expression of health is, right? So that's it. They're doctor level professions that have a different philosophy. I always say the chiropractic profession has a defined philosophy. The medical profession refuses to define their philosophy, and therefore they have a philosophy that's basically, I'm going to go in and fix shit. Like that's the medical philosophy. They don't have a philosophy, ease suffering or whatever. Fine. That's not a philosophy. We say the human body is designed to express itself in a healthy way throughout your entire life, and anything that would interfere with that needs to be identified and removed. That's what a chiropractor does. So it's not that one is better than the other or more or less qualified. No one's more qualified to perform chiropractic care than a chiropractor. No orthopedic surgeon is qualified to perform chiropractic care, but there's no chiropractor who's qualified to set a fractured bone,
Right.
or to perform an ACL surgery. Right. So it's just having clarity that, we're licensed, we have malpractice insurance. Matter of fact, I pay more for my car insurance than I pay for my malpractice
I tell
insurance.
everybody, malpractice insurance is based off of risk. And I've got neurosurgeons here, top of the top, who spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in malpractice.
Yes.
Orthopedic surgeons spend approximately, $50,000 to $100,000 a year in malpractice.
Right.
Primary care physicians, this, that, the other thing. I go, you want to, because they ask, oh my God, I heard chiropractic is dangerous. I'm like, okay, how much do you think I pay in malpractice? And the numbers that you'll hear, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
My malpractice I think it's at about $1,300.
It's
$1,300 a year. 140,000, $1,300.
Right.
So if we really think we're risky, and I talk about the potential, complications that can occur, and of course the stroke is out there, and that's the other thing, but it's not a prevalent thing, not in chiropractors, because we know what we're doing. Test patients, and you make sure that these are candidates for cervical manipulation, and we're not,
Well, okay, so the obviously, and the research is been done a million times to Sunday, that people have strokes coincidental to chiropractic care, not due to chiropractic care. If you're gonna walk into like the risk is the same if you walk into a hairdresser's office, as a chiropractor's office, as a going to Walmart. I mean, if you're going to have a stroke, you're going to have a stroke.
Yeah.
It's not because of the event. Now, obviously, there are exceptions that are incredibly rare, but those exceptions exist. There are people who get a flu shot and wind up brain dead.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens.
Yep.
So
It's with anything.
Yeah.
It is.
But we're honest about that,
Yeah.
and then we move on,
Right.
And then people find that what we're doing is very effective, very helpful. Which is the reason why we can build practices like ours.
I just think, and I can remember when I first opened my practice, and you guys, there's just, you used to get so upset about all the other people saying things to your patients, or saying don't go there or don't do that, and you used to want to go call.
I never get upset.
Back in, I think in the beginning I used to.
I still get upset. You don't get upset?
No, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I like it. I giggle.
You don't
So do
address
I.
them.
No, I had you
don't have the urge to address them?
No, no,
Okay.
because it's just a misunderstanding, and then I giggle, and then I just re-educate the patient. But I feel like with what you guys are opening there, you're gonna have that, and you have to just learn. You can't be upset about it, and you can't you're never gonna win if you try to battle everybody.
That's right.
You got to just eat it and just smile.
Sure.
And what's great about
That's the best part.
What's great about that center, it is a truly multidisciplinary
Yeah,
center.
it's going to be insane.
You have a hospitalist there, so somebody who spent her entire career in the hospital environment as a physician, actually doing some of the most incredible work that you can do in a hospital. She's a neonatologist. That means you have the lives of infants that can literally fit in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
And
I'm adjusting a 6-day baby today. So cute.
Nice.
Little baby.
Boy,
Yeah.
get some.
Love that. I did a 2-week-old yesterday.
I have been talking a lot. We had the conversation last week about
Yeah.
the fact that there's what other profession is prepared to handle a wellness revolution than us, right?
That's right.
And in the healthcare field.
That's
And I've
right.
been talking about that with my patients. And my best friend, who is a physical therapist down in Jacksonville, his wife is actually one of the employees of the center. She's doing stuff remotely, but they're up here for the grand opening.
Team
We were
member.
here last night and we were talking about the fact that somehow it came into lipitor, cholesterol, this, that, the other thing, fever. And he's a physical therapist and he's kind of more on the medical side. I'm like, it's like I'm tired of people saying that cholesterol was the problem. Right? No. You're telling us that you know more about what the body needs to happen than the body. It's impossible. And we keep on trying to adjust cholesterol just so you can keep on eating your cheeseburgers and stuff like that. And I'm like, it's ridiculous. Why the cholesterol shouldn't be getting the bad name? There's a reason for it. And you can't tell me that you know better than the body. And then we got into fever. And I'm like, same thing with fever.
Yeah.
Like, you're never going to tell anybody. There's no possible way you're going to tell me that fever is bad. When you have bacterial and viral infections and you don't have fever, that's bad.
Right.
right? And so here we do, what do? We take Tylenol to inhibit our body's ability to be able to do what it's supposed to do. You're not outsmarting it. Now,
Right. Telling the body to shut up and listen to me.
right.
Right.
And then we get into orthopedic complaints, right? You roll your ankle at pickleball and it blows up to double the size, and it swells, there's pain, and there's muscle spasm, because that's your body telling you to lay off of it, stupid. And so then you go to the orthopedist and he gives you the painkiller, the muscle relaxer, and anti-inflammatory. I get it. You want to be comfortable, but then you feel great. And so what do? You walk on it.
Yeah.
And what are you doing? You're not, it's getting worse. So this is where we talk about the fact that you have 3 completely different type of chiropractors.
Right,
I'm okay with
hold on. So this weekend, I get a call from a buddy of mine who's having an acute orthopedic issue, and the first thing I did was reach out to you.
Yes.
Right. I'm great at what I do. I'm not the right. We're all 3 of us are chiropractors. This particular person, my buddy Brian, needs you. And he texted me yesterday. And
turns out he needed somebody else.
Grateful. Well, yes. But then he's going to come to you.
Yeah.
And then I would want him to move to Chris.
Right.
And then when he wants to deal with all of his other problems, Brian, then you come to me.
Right. Right. But
this is good because it parlays into the type of chiropractic practice I have. Because I think as we develop this, as this evolves.
By the way, I had a great conversation with Caleb from UAC.
oh yeah, what?
Yeah?
That was in your
Caleb
little.
yeah,
That was in your old man text.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
That was the reminder.
Yeah,
text.
yeah.
Right.
I
That was
can't
smart brain
remem-
telling dumb brain that's going to show up
Right.
today. What to do.
I can't
how's your
remember
gout?
anything.
Yeah.
But what an interesting business model.
What
he
is
has.
it?
So
He brings in the decompression.
he brings in decompression, but here's what I love about it. They're decompression centers that are very focused and specific on what they allow into, because they recognize that if the person has X, Y, and Z criteria, that they can get 88%.
This is the Lucro guy. Does he own Lucro?
Is that him? I have
Genesis,
no idea.
I think is the
It's
name of
Gen-
it.
Gen-
Genesis is the decompression.
they have 57 locations around the country.
Right.
They're not a franchise. What they do is they partner with the doctors. They open a center. So let's just say space right next door, that became a center.
This guy's gonna hate me.
They have an average overhead that they can predict.
Mhm.
They have a whole sales and marketing team. Patient comes in. It's like, do you have
These criteria,
imaging?
right?
Do you have these criteria? No, go next door. Yes, we have something for you. And it's just really nice to see that model because it's very specific. Like I think of Brian.
Yeah.
He'd be perfect for that, right? If
when he's
that's the
capable of
case.
getting on that table. Yeah.
Correct.
Poor guy.
Anyway, it was a great conversation. I like what they're doing with the Go High Level software, using it not only for marketing and communications and social media, but they're using it as an EMR.
What is Go High Level software?
Go High Level, like I know. It's a
What
CRM.
you're trying to
I think
say.
I
Yeah,
know.
okay,
It's,
got
it's
it, yeah.
CRM software that really puts all into one place every lane of communication that you have, whether it be social media or email marketing or any initiatives that you have. It's all on one screen, so your team can look at and communicate with people who might be right for your product or service.
All right.
What? So, devil's advocate. Is
Mhm.
that okay?
Yeah,
Can I do
man,
this?
yeah.
That's why we're here. And that's what I was going to talk about. So yeah,
Like,
go ahead.
I mean, I have 5 decompression tables. Why do I need him?
You don't.
Right.
Why do
you
you have
don't.
5 decompression tables? You're a CBP guy.
Well, because I decompressed it, then I move them over. Right.
So-
So you just
so-
decompress them, and then
Well, wait a minute. So then the question is, all right, so your center is already built. Are you optimizing those tables? Are they being used at a rate? In other words, are you attracting people from your community? So his service might just be the marketing,
the marketing.
but not only the marketing, but their team handles it all.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
call,
All
they
the
follow up,
appointments,
yeah,
all
yeah.
the
they all
follow-up,
remote. Yep.
everything. So you would plug in their system, they would run it, and it's a 75-25 split on the revenue. Again, I don't know that it's a revenue splitting or anything like
Right,
that. I have
right,
no
right.
idea. It's-
There's
don't, you know.
quotation marks. Now we're going to have a bubble and then a star, Medicare restrictions
I get-
apply.
I
No,
mean, I get
there's
it.
no insurance involved whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's purely a. So your overhead, because what they do is they split the overhead with the doctor, 50-50. Once the overhead is met, then it's a 75-25 split on the revenue. And their team handles, like I said, all the marketing, all the follow-up, all the CRM activity that benefits you.
All you need is the space, really. If you have a busy
That's
practice
it.
and you have the
All you need
space
is
to
the
put
space.
that in there, and again, that's a lot of space over there. It's a very expensive.
And they're putting
space.
their money where their mouth is. I mean, there's little to no risk. And if you already have the tables, you already have the equipment and the space and everything ready to go.
They use DRX.
They use DRX.
What do you have?
Triton, Chattanooga's.
Yeah, that matter of fact, I have a feeling it has to be DRX.
And I would never use a DRX.
Yeah. So,
What tell us? how you
but
really
it's
feel.
interesting.
Yeah, right. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But,
But-
yes, this gets us in. So we have all these different types of chiropractors. Right?
I love
And
I love decompression. I think
I'm
decompression-
surprised. I didn't realize you had all those.
Yeah.
decompression tables.
with 5 of them. But I mean, I think it's a must have. I mean, I don't know.
Do you have neck decompression too, or just
they
those
do
lumbar?
they do both. They all do
Yours
both.
do.
All
Oh, the
5
Chattanooga
foot.
Trihons. Yes,
Yeah,
I remember
yeah,
they have the.
yeah.
It's a little chain device, right?
Yeah.
All right. Look, you can't be listening to this podcast and not want to know what problem does Chris have with the DRX. So you got to say it.
I was trying. We just lost a sponsor. God damn it! We have no sponsors.
No,
There's no
there might-
sponsors here for one reason only
somebody
over
from
here.
the company may want to come and
And try to market you. Here we go.
yeah, we're not avoiding controversy here. I mean,
Let's go. What you're trying to say?
we want more than
Go.
2 listeners.
Steve will correct you maybe in post pro. Let's see what happens. Go ahead. What do you got against DRX?
Nothing. It's just the
I went out on a limb on attacking the other guy.
Yeah, right.
I'm not
You just don't
attacking.
think you need a spaceship size.
I don't.
type of
One is size. 2 is the patent pending on the actual technology. There's only one decompressive head unit,
Mhm.
and they all have it or something similar as a variant of the one. I think it's called the Henley unit or something like that. So it's basically the way the machine works. There's only one way they can work. So they're all doing almost the exact same thing for such a widespread of pricing. And yes, do you get your own TV? Yes, do you get your heat or whatever this DRX? But it all that's like I said, I have 23 years. I have 5 tables.
Right.
It's never. There's a guy in my town who has DRX clinic. I mean, I probably get a couple patients a month from him just because you can straight decompress somebody. But again, we're going to go back to structure.
Mhm.
A disc injury is not the outcome of a herniated disc. That is the effect of the cause of something else.
Right.
So you can decompress someone for their symptoms and send them on their way, and they're going to still have the problem at some point.
Okay, so you're really good at bringing somebody in, putting them on decompression and converting them over to structural correction.
right. We're
part of your program.
They're decompressed for symptoms, but then create stability for long-term health.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the only way.
Yeah, that's
decompression
not what
works.
they're doing.
That's why I get uncomfortable.
I shouldn't speak for them.
No, it's a
It
great
seems
concept.
like, yeah.
It's a great concept. And I would even go as far as to say, maybe their marketing would be a great thing for someone who has 5, tables like you have
Mhm.
tables,
Yeah.
but you could attract some decompression and then educate the patients on overall health, wellness, and then convert them into a rehabilitative program and then take care of their families. Like, I think it's a great idea. Do I think you should have to be forced into a specific table? Like they must have some type of relationship with the RX?
I'm
No.
sure they do, and they can get a better price than
Yeah, but
hundreds of thousands of dollars that it costs.
But your table is phenomenal.
I don't know. You know what? Can we make this almost like we do a portion of the 3 Guys podcast, 3 Guys Coffee podcast to do product review?
Yeah.
And you get the research, get the patient feedback, get the doctor feedback, and say, hey, listen, based off of what we got here, these are the top 3 decompression tables.
I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea.
We can turn that into this.
I think it's a good idea for us to do product review. I think we can do supplement review. I think we can do
technique review.
Technique review.
Can't do
Every
technique
aspect.
review.
Yes, you can. You can say
Cannot.
CBP is the best, but you could
I
also
would never
acknowledge
say
that. You don't think CBP is the best?
The best for what? They're all great.
Right.
There you go. Well, okay, so maybe we educate.
And I don't even
maybe
think there's
educate on technique.
I don't even think there's even tables that are decompression tables are, but
Right.
it's just all based on like you love yours because it's a sit-up table, right?
It's sit up, it's compact, it's
I used it
comfortable.
when I
right?
look.
Yes.
My MRI was the toothpaste squeezed out of the tube.
Yep.
It was
Yeah.
ugly.
Yeah.
Ugly. And I fucking limped into this place, and I went on I went on. I don't know if it was.
I've got a
trike.
patient limping in.
I
right
went
now.
on a supine decompression table.
Right.
Supine or was it prone? Anyway,
Vaxd is the prone one. That was the first one, and
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
there was a lot of research
Yeah,
associated
dude, I
with
got off
that's
the-
where all the
Vaxd.
research
I got
is
off the
from.
table.
Exactly.
I got off the table and I collapsed.
Yep.
And in yours, because I was in a
Exactly
seated
right.
position in a flex posture, it did the trick.
I find
Now,
that if
there's
you have
so
it,
many variants on that because when people come to my office who have already been on decompression tables, they're getting pulled at such random pressures and
Right.
pulls and
And
angles, and,
right?
yeah,
and so it's like, you know, that person may have over pulled you. You know, I think sitting in a flex posture flattens out the lumbar lordosis. So it's I think the absolute backwards approach.
Yeah.
Because once you flatten it, you're compressing the disc even
the
more.
anterior, right?
Right. So you're
creating a greater drive for the material to
push
herniate. Out. Yeah.
So flex posture
Mhm.
for a hot disc is, you know, to me is the absolute opposite.
So the F and D and all that
we
stuff.
put people into a lumbar lordosis, and
Right.
you know, so it's so many variations on why certain tables work, and it's also user because I have friends who have decompression clinics. I have a buddy in Tampa who has a decompression clinic. He won't decompress anyone over 90 pounds of pull. And I mean, I put my grandmas on 90 pounds of pull, and I pull up to 130, you know, pulls, you know, so it's all in,
Mhm.
you know.
I find, so for example, like I had the same, my brother-in-law had it, Kelly's
Yeah.
brother down in South Carolina had this one unit. And when my disc acts up, my SI joint also acts up. And if you have an SI joint issue at the same time you have a disc issue, and you're allowed to have that, you get on one of those tables and you start stretching those SI ligaments, you're not getting off the freaking table.
You're compressing the SI joint.
Well,
ligaments.
you are
because you're pushing the SI joint into the.
You're aggravating it.
Yeah.
You're aggravating. And so
That's
then
right.
you've been on the machine for 12 to 20 minutes, and then you try to get it up on an aggravated SI joint. Yeah, great. Your disc might be better, but that SI joint, man, I could not stand up.
Yeah, no.
And it took me days to recover from
Yeah,
that.
you gotta. But again, user error.
Yeah,
Because you don't want to put an SI
a hot SI joint on
into
decompression.
Because
Yeah.
you're compressing.
You're pressing the SI.
Pushing the hips and compressing the SI joint into the sacrum.
Yep.
Right? So, or the SI joint is sacrum, whatever fancy shit, whatever I meant to say was. Right. Right. So yes, you're right. But again, that's not the table. That's user error.
Truth.
Right.
Yep.
Because you don't want to put a SI joint into a decompression table because it compresses it.
Yeah.
You know.
So you know what? We use this. How do you determine whether or not the patient has a SI or
Yes,
disc?
got to be a good doctor.
You got to learn how to be a chiropractor.
Right. Hey.
They have tests for that.
Right? Do they? What are they called?
Supported atoms. I love that.
Holy shit!
Come on, I'm a dork.
I go
guys.
like this.
I'm a little bit of a dork.
Could you point to the pain? Oh, that's your SI joint. All right, keep him out of that table. Come on over here. All right, let me adjust you. Set your atlas. Go home, buddy. That's it. Point to it. Dr.
Are you toggling?
I love toggle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Dr. Taylor all the time. She's like, he's got this. I'm like,
You just like wear it.
all right. Yeah.
Do you know what an orthopedic test is?
Don't talk to me like that.
I'm talking to you. Like
That's
that.
fresh.
I'm
So
sorry.
don't use those words. Dr. Taylor's like, did you? She's always saying words to me. I'm like,
She's always saying words.
I'm like, she said some shit this week. I was like, don't.
You're using words again.
Stop
don't.
using words at me.
Don't.
How dare you? What is that? Conversing?
She
Stop.
said the thoraco something junction.
Thoracolumbar junction.
Look.
One of my favorites.
I was like, you mean
I
with
said it twice yesterday.
I'm like, don't ever speak to me like that again. Ever. It was so cute, you know, because she come out fresh out of school. She's using her big girl words. And I was like, it's like this.
I'm a
Don't.
It's
Doctor.
so funny.
I'm
I would
a
say that.
doctor.
You spent all this time developing this vernacular, and then you're going to spend the rest of your life trying to get rid of it so you can actually speak to people. And that's all I ever say about.
So
medical terminology.
I'm watching TV on Sunday morning, and they were lining up for the event at Madison Square Garden, and
Whoa.
so the news was on.
You
and,
don't even know
And
what
I
that's all
hear,
about.
and
Yeah,
I
heard about it.
I hear them interviewing people in the crowd, and I hear a voice. I'm like, fucking, I know that voice. I look over, and it's him. So
Him.
27 years ago, I graduated, and my first associate position was in Brooklyn, Sheepshead Bay Spine Care, and John Panicali and Drew Bizzacco hired me, and it was Drew's name. Like I haven't talked to Drew in 25 years. I heard his voice in the background on television. I'm like, that's fucking Drew.
That's so fun.
I walk over and it's him.
That's
and he's
hysterical.
being interviewed on Fox News.
Oh, so fun.
It was hysterical. I sent him a text. He goes, "My phone's blowing up." He goes,
Everybody
"Everybody's
saw
reaching
it.
out."
That was national coverage. So everybody he went to chiropractic school that's all over the country is
That's so
seeing that.
funny. Yeah. What about this? Your Lambo friend?
You want me to get it? Yeah, yeah.
I
I,
don't wanna
reached out
just-
to the friend of the friend.
I
Now
just don't want. I don't know. You know, it's no big deal.
Why not ask my guy? They have
He doesn't. I asked.
really.
Yeah,
doesn't
he
have
gave me
anyone.
he gave me suggested rental place.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do that.
I mean, I
He'll do
have
it if
to.
he has to.
So if
I-
you're out
I
there,
mean-
if you're out there and you have a Lamborghini, Chris will buy you lunch if you just
No, I got to
Drive to his house and
see
see
if
if
they-
it'll
if it-
hit bottom.
see if it can get.
I mean, there's a lot of risk involved.
Well, I mean,
A
listen,
Lambo, see, this is why a Lambo guy will know right off the
Right,
bat. Like,
right.
I can't make
and
that.
some Lambos have front end lifts. You know, a lot of these lower cars in
Yeah.
the Northeast have front end lifts. So and even some of them have adjustable lifts in their built.
You're gonna get one with all
right. Like, this
like
stuff,
Ice
but,
Cube going
you
down
know,
the street.
but
Dre,
I'm
he's
trying
coming.
to get this done, and I just can't figure out how to do it without renting one. And then
You know what? Let me ask my brother. He would know what to do.
No, I'm gonna ask.
He-
I'll
he-
ask
he
Pete. And
knows.
I'll find out if he's
if you know him, I
know.
I don't
Yeah,
want you
no,
to
I can
bother
text
somebody
him.
you don't know.
No, I can text
I
him.
figured you knew, and then you had those other guys over in Tuxedo
No, who did Tyson Tuxedo? I'm
that
trying to-
we.
Oh,
had
that
the
was
Lam-
him. That was the guy.
Oh, that was him.
yeah, that's
oh,
that's who
okay.
I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And I mean, I'm pretty close there. Like, we'll be like 5 miles apart.
Yeah, no,
Tuxedo.
he's in Saddle River. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just curious.
You figure like if you're in the market for a Lamborghini and a guy has a Lamborghini, but like you're like the right type of people. Like, hey, I'll help out a guy. who's
Yeah, I mean,
interested.
I would.
Yeah, but the dealership on Route 17 they're not going to drive over and check it out.
No.
I'm
for a
sorry. I may
sale?
spend hundreds
know.
of thousands of dollars. Are you willing to drive 4 minutes to come and take a look to see if I can spend? What's up, Bear? Come on in. Hundreds of thousands of dollars at your place?
No.
Not willing.
No. They
I'll
gave me a
tell you.
rental place too.
Well, it was it no, it was Ferrari or was it Lamborghini? They're like you're talking about like advertising at night or anything like that. It was Harrington that maybe talked about that. And they're like, well, why don't you advertise on TV today? He goes, we find that our customers are not watching TV
Right.
at 6 p.m.
Yeah. No.
You know, or something like that. I'm like, what a great
Yeah.
line.
no.
What a great line. It's so true. I always quote, sorry, go ahead. You were saying.
No. Go ahead.
I quote 50 Shades of Grey a lot. The movie. I'm sorry.
Creep.
I did not read the books, but as soon as my wife read the books, I was more than willing to do whatever she wanted me to do to get her to stay involved in that. So
Yes.
you want me to watch a movie? I'm in. And if this happens again, I'm in.
I agree. I liked when
So,
your wife read those
The
books.
the first movie. So the first movie in the beginning part, if I'm sorry if I'm going to be ruining it. What do they call that when you ruin it?
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Thank you.
Or creep.
Yeah, that's it. So the roommate. The roommate is a like an interview person, whatever. She's a reporter and she's sick, and so she sends the main character, "Could you please just ask this guy these questions? I'm sick. I don't want to go over there." So he goes, asks the questions to this super successful Mr. Christian Grey, and in the part of the questions that she's reading it, she doesn't even want to ask the question, but she goes, "Oh, it says here that people think you're very lucky. That's why you have your success because you're lucky." And he laughs and he goes, "I find that the harder I work, the luckier I get."
Right. Exactly.
And I think it's the greatest line in the history of lines. I think it is so profound and so deep that it just hit me at my soul, which is the reason why I don't know how long I've been saying this quote, how long the movie has been out.
you could
but I
probably
find-
just say that without the
like,
Shades
yeah,
of Grey part. That's because
I'm not taking it. I don't want to because I just thought it was so
think he's
profound
the
and I
only
want to
one
give it
that's ever
credit.
Said that? Maybe it's
No.
your first.
You think there's it's my first.
There
There's
is-
my virgin ears heard
In
that.
in addition
I've
to
never heard
that,
that before.
in addition
you.
to that, the
Seriously,
this other
it's fun.
billionaire was being
Yeah, I like it.
interviewed. This other billionaire was being interviewed, and he goes, "The reason
I
why
just like Christian Grey.
some people succeed and others don't is because the ones who succeed never ever give up. They don't stop."
Yep.
And you never know how many people could have hit that level of success if they just went a little
bit
further.
more.
And it goes to that cartoon of the guy.
Chipping away at
Yeah,
the dirt.
yeah,
I said,
yeah,
these are the conversations we
Yeah,
have on
yeah.
a daily basis, and I say that I think the there is no. And he's talking. Oh, you learn from your failures, and I'm like, sometimes you don't have to fail because when it goes this way, you just keep on pivoting
Right.
until it works. You keep on working until it works, and there's never a
Each
failure.
swing of the pickaxe in that dirt is not a failure.
Right.
You
Right.
know.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. So, and I'm jealous of the people who quote unquote failed, and then they picked themselves up back to their bootstraps and became super successful because you lose that fear.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, and you've done it before. You could do it again, and
well,
knock on
believing
wood,
in yourself, believing in yourself. So you know what's interesting, because I want to have a conversation
what
with
I'm
you.
trying to say is,
I love
No,
it.
I want to have a conversation with you about this particular person. But if you read,
I'm scared.
if you
I'm
read
nervous now.
Crush It, Gary V's book, Gary Vaynerchuk's book, he tells his story about where he came from and who his parents were and the whole thing. Like, the guy is as innate of an entrepreneur as you can possibly be, right? Because by rights, he could have just been a incredibly successful wine store owner, right?
Yep.
Who kind of took his dad's business to just another level, and he could have taken care of his family and had a great life in New Jersey and did his thing. And instead, he, did what he did. But he didn't have the education. He didn't have the pedigree. He didn't have any of that. He just had it in him to just know that what he was doing was something he wasn't going to stop.
Yeah.
Just kept going and going and going.
Yeah, he works. He definitely works on a different plane. I've met him
Yeah.
quite a few times, obviously, and I think he tells it in the book or a story where when he talks about the fact, like when he first started going to his father's store, and he's just like, he was watching the traffic, and he goes to his dad, like, why are you putting the wine over there? Everybody's walking in right over here. Like, just I'm talking about. We were talking about the age 10. He's
Yeah.
thinking about something like that.
Yeah.
He goes, Dad, we got to move this. I was like, that type of thing, old school immigrant kind of father and stuff like that. So what's the first thing he does when he has a little bit of control? Moves it, boom. And then he's talking about percentages. He goes, I up wine just by moving it from the right corner to the left corner over there. I up my thing of wine 38%, 38.6%. Like, he's getting into detail like that. He just from an early age, and he always talks about it. He goes, he was the worst kid in school. Nobody liked him. He didn't get involved in it, but that wasn't his thing.
Yeah.
Because this is his thing. It's find your thing.
It's so funny. My my father had two brothers, and all in the the Greek restaurant business, right? But the one brother, Harry, went from the Greek diner business in New Jersey to catering in Connecticut, and bought a pretty sizable catering business. And I remember when my brother got married, he was at the wedding, and I walk up to my uncle, and he's talking to like the waiter, like he goes, how many rooms in this facility, how many tables per, like he was calculating, like he was just sitting there, and he's like, and I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, it's just the way my brain works. So he's just doing numbers in his head. I know how much money this place makes per year because I asked the waiter a few questions. And
he knows it's $200 a plate. He knows there's 12 tops. He goes 10,
Patients
12
do that
tops.
to me all the time when they
costs
sign
to
in.
do the laundry. This is what it costs to do the staff. This is, he knows everything. So I'm watching Tulsa King. This show.
The new one is out, right? I heard.
Well, yeah, but
I'm
only
I
on
love it.
season 1.
Yeah,
and
great.
I'm only on the 3rd episode, and there's a scene where he asks questions about the I guess about the dispensary or whatever.
Yes.
And the guy goes, why do you ask? Like, he's asking all these questions. Why do you ask? He goes, I like numbers. But that's what he was doing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what the character
Calculating
was doing.
exactly how
Calculating
successful a business.
right.
He goes, holy cow. And he knew what he could do.
Right. You like when you say I got 5 decompression
You would actually
tables.
like it, dude.
I'm gonna watch.
Tulsa King, you would like. I like that one a lot.
I
The
gotta
fact
get
is,
on there. Is it on Peacock?
yes, because it was at
Paramount.
Paramount. Sorry, yeah, because it was after Yellowstone. So you had everybody with the Yellowstone craze, and then it went parlayed into that, and it was like, oh yeah,
Is that the
they
Sylvester
did a good
Stallone
job.
one?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. I think you would like it.
I'll watch it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like him.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah.
He's great.
He's yeah, I loved it.
If you ever want to be inspired, listen to Tony Robbins on YouTube tell the story of Sylvester Stallone in Rocky.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
like it.
best.
Yeah, everybody's heard that
I
story.
gotta pee.
Gotta pee. What?
It's that prostate.
What kind of old man is this? Holy
Going
cow!
for a prostate massage.
Did he really just leave the middle of a podcast an hour 4 into it right now?
Are
To
we
go
an hour
pee.
in?
Hour 4. Well, maybe a little bit less than that. You see the
No,
box on the right over there?
We started right away. So,
We started late because somebody keeps on showing up late.
all
to
right.
the
what else was on
podcast.
my question list here?
You
I
had Gary V,
V,
and you had
I told you about the psychologist.
yes. I think that was it. Oh, and Caleb. I think you
Caleb.
nailed it.
Yep.
You didn't even need the prompt.
I got it all. Yep.
I always I can't remember what book it was. It was the Smart Brain and Dumb Brain. When Smart Brain is there, use Smart Brain because you know Dumb Brain is going to show up and you never know when. So it's like, for example, if you know you got to bring something to work tomorrow and you have to have your briefcase, you can't forget your briefcase. Well, Smart Brain, briefcase. That's how old this the book I must have been reading was. But Smart Brain needs to put the briefcase where Dumb Brain can't possibly miss it. So he puts it right in front of the door to the garage. So you would have to trip over the bag in order. So Dumb Brain can't fuck this up. And that's what you just did. It's almost a natural instinct.
Not only that, I do that every time I travel. Every time I travel. Like the number of times I've forgotten shit. It's like just get it all right in front of you so you can't.
I'm so OCD, ADD perfectionism. So when I make those mistakes, I will never make a mistake again. Right. And I had like a hanging, my suit and everything like that. It was just hanging on the door, and I did it. Smart Brain. I put it in the middle of the door, but I guess Kelly and I were rushing. It was an early flight. Gone. No suit to the no 2 suits or something like that. It was like 2 formal events and everything like that. So it was a stupid early flight. So none of the Brooks Brothers stores at the airport were open. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like knocking on the thing. And then finally someone came in at like 6:05. I'm like, please. I'm like, I won't even negotiate or haggle. Here's my credit card. Just give me 2 suits. And that was the easiest money they ever made.
That reminds me when Maria and I first got together, whatever. I'm in my late 20s. I love to sleep late. Like my whole teenage life was
started at 3 p.m.
Yeah. And so we had a flight. We went to a wedding in St. Thomas and we had a flight. We had to be up at 3:00 in the morning. And like for me, I had to have some, like I was voted most likely to need my buddy Tim to wake me up in the morning to go to work when we graduated.
Mm-hmm.
So
how you doing?
I got incredibly loud alarms all set up. Goes off 3. We make it to the airport. Everything's fine. We had an apartment, and the downstairs neighbor moved in that weekend we left. Romano.
Not going to forget that name.
Romano was a Italian immigrant businessman. He was married to a Czech.
Oh, man.
Anyway, we come back after being a week in St. Thomas, and the guy is fuming because every freaking day that we were gone, 3 a.m., my alarms are black, and it's like I had it hooked up to like stereos. Like it was fucking loud. This guy was out of his mind.
Oh my God, that's his first impression of you.
That was his first impression of us.
Did you ever repair that?
Yeah. I repaired the relationship by inviting him to
Greek East.
No. He right. So
everything.
he expressed his.
It's like Windex.
No. This is funny. So. He's from Milan, right? And he's got, he's this little guy. He's got to be 5'4", 112 pounds. Like he's wore a nice suit every day, and he was a sharp dresser. Like his neck must have been like 13 and a half. Like it was like just tiny, like a little boy, like a little boy. So he invites me and Maria for dinner, and dinner starts. There's a little salad. It's a little salad.
Baby salad.
Little. And an alarm clock. And an alarm clock on your plate.
No.
Yeah.
And then we get this little bread plate with penne alla vodka. Like a nice, beautiful pasta, but again, small dish.
Small.
And then
did they get big dishes?
And then there was a little scoop of sorbet. I'm like, oh wow, this is an intermezzo. This is something
palate cleanser.
Palate cleanser. Now the meal is coming. This Italian's going to feed me. No, that was fucking dessert.
Yeah.
I was starving. We went upstairs. I'm like, Maria, I put on like a pound of pasta and fucking Prego. And I got
Prego ragu.
So a few weeks later, we had a bunch of people over. And when Maria and I, you guys know, when we cook, we fucking cook.
There's never anything to eat at the Giannopoulos house.
We invite them up, and there's just mountains of food for everybody. And he comes up to me and he goes, you have no idea how embarrassed I am. He goes, we fed you this little but that's the way they eat. They don't weigh anything. They're little tiny people. They're European.
Right.
They're actually not obese and they're healthy.
Right, exactly. Right, they're eating the
they're-
way you're supposed to eat for
Right.
sustenance, not
And-
because you're
and
supposed to gorge
we're
yourself.
inhaling freaking
Right.
mountains of food. But
Mr. Romano.
yeah,
He was an
Romano.
older guy when you were.
He was
Is he
he
still-
was probably 10 years older than me at that time.
Oh,
This
so
is
he's maybe still with us.
1999.
Oh,
a while
all
ago.
right. So
Yeah.
he's probably still with us, Mr.
Oh, yeah,
Romano.
yeah.
If you're listening,
Sorry.
if you're the half listener that we have right now,
He was great.
Steve was very happy with your meal. It was wonderful. Please don't be offended. And he really does apologize for the alarm clock thing. That was a complete accident. So what he's trying to say is, I'm sorry.
And I've paid
love it.
miserably for my bad eating habits and my
Yeah.
right.
obesity.
Isn't it funny how vivid that memory is in your head,
Yeah.
though? We just started talking about. How the hell did we even get into this? But I don't know.
Dude, I have vivid memories from when I was 4.
I agree.
Like vivid, like I can see facial expressions. I can even like see colors of walls and wallpaper. And
I remember myself in the
Completely
crib and my sister being. I don't know. So how old are you in the crib when you get out of a crib?
Yeah,
I remember my sister. I remember the carpet. I remember my walls, but what my sister was doing, why I wanted to get out of the crib, which is crazy because not a clue of what I had for dinner last night at all. As I'm thinking of this story, I just realized I had Bailey's. You have Bailey's? I'm gonna give him a shout. We're gonna Bailey's, the barbecue place in.
oh yeah, in New York over there.
yeah. What is that West Nyack or something like that? On
No, no,
303? That's
it's
your
in-
neck of the woods, dude. It's meat. You better, you better
Love
get
that
ready,
place.
dude.
I'm
Are you
ready.
getting
By the
ready?
way, there's another one
In New
near-
City.
in Suffern.
There's another one in New City.
Finks. Have you heard of Finks? Is it Finks?
Maybe.
Really good.
Okay.
Really good
Barbecue.
barbecue joint. Yeah, but the one that you're talking about
love
is the one that
Bailey's.
everybody knows.
Yeah.
Bailey's,
So we're starting this the Friday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, or Thanksgiving. You
Yeah,
don't wanna start.
Thanksgiving can be, but you
No,
like
because we
that for
can't eat. I
sides.
want the sweet potato stuff.
potato
Listen,
pie.
that's my going. Not sweet potato fries. I like it
Sweet
all.
potato pie.
Sweet potato pie. I want
Little
my
bitch ass.
string beans. I want.
Yeah. So what do we got? Do we need a
I have a sheet to share. I have a PDF with the rules, which is
The rules.
unnecessary.
It's
Completely
not unnecessary because there's people who eat carnivore
Yeah,
but
yeah.
have some vegetables or fruits or something.
No. There's nobody.
I can eat
then
eggs.
You are
I can
not
eat cheese,
carnivore.
I can eat eggs, right?
You can eat eggs come from
Cheese.
an animal. Cheese comes from an animal.
Oh.
Now,
Meat, eggs, and cheese. By the way, so in Trader Joe's, my best friend, I'll tell you about it. This is the guy from
yogurt comes from an animal.
There you go. He's from Jacksonville.
Not coconut yogurt.
He's got MS. Yeah, he's got MS, and he started Kelly's program. He's
Yeah.
down 32 pounds, and everything like that. And he said he found these egg crepes, like there must be like meringue egg crepes in Trader Joe's or something like that.
They're called
that's-
egg lights.
It's a wrap, like a wrap.
Yeah.
How did? And he goes, I'm like, what do you? It must walk right through your hands. All that stuff must. He goes, no, it's like actually more stable than a wrap would
Yeah.
be. He goes,
it-
he puts a
it's awesome.
burger in it, and that's his burger.
Yeah.
It's an egg and burger. And I'm like,
What I do, because I find those things to be a little funny in the way they chew. So I kind of I'll heat up a pan really hot, put some butter in there,
ripping hot.
drop it in, and with some salt and pepper, and just kind of get it like
Fry it
a
up a
pita.
little bit?
Crispy it
make,
up.
make it crispied up like a pita.
But you use those things from Trader Joe's, or they have them
Yeah.
everywhere?
Yeah, they're called egg lights.
Egg lights. Can I do that with the
Yeah.
carnival?
Eggs come from
Yeah. I didn't know if there was
Animal.
if you're adding other chemicals
No
and crap into
processed
this.
foods.
Right.
No,
That's
no.
what I'm saying. That's not a processed food.
the idea behind carnivore is to eat animal products.
All right. I'm
I
ready.
feel like there's some variation to this, like because there's a lot of carnivore people who
So
fruit,
honey
maybe.
he's gonna give you the
honey
rules.
comes from a bee. So
Is
it's
that's an insect? That's not an animal.
technically an animal. It's in the animal family. It's not in the plant family.
I don't think he knows that.
Bees don't grow on trees.
I think insects and reptiles.
But whatever. Yes, there are some different. So I have a PDF with
Are you gonna eat fish?
with rules.
I can because it comes from an animal.
Fish
Are
is an
fish
animal.
animals?
Yes,
I feel like fish are fish.
Fish are fish.
they
Amphibians, fish, insects, reptiles, animals. Aren't those different things?
shrimp, mussels, clams. These are not plants.
These are not plants. Right.
Such a profound. Our good
These-
friend Steve did not. Please quote him.
These are not
These are
plants.
not plants.
He named animals and then said these are not plants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't be. I don't think I've ever been more excited to do a diet.
But you can only have those things.
I'm
Right.
actually
I'm going to
tempted.
see how this is going to. obviously I'm not dumb enough to realize I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be easy. I don't think it's gonna be easy, but I'm like excited to do this
It will
because
only
it's
be
like my
hard if
favorite
we're not
foods.
if we're not prepared.
So last night I had one of these meals. I had a great porterhouse steak and a side of feta cheese.
Mm.
That was my
Where
side dish.
do we get the did you make the porterhouse yourself?
Yeah.
All right.
My wife. Well, we typically buy a half a cow twice a year. Up from
We said
upstate
we were
New
gonna do
York.
that. Didn't we talk about that? No, not with you guys. All right, different. friend group.
Let me
Sorry.
know. I gotta. I'm going to be heading up there in the next.
Who
bunch of
they
weeks.
you break it down or they break it down?
They do.
No,
It's
they
all
do it, yeah.
packaged. And
I used to
it's
do
all
that.
done, yeah.
so,
You did.
yeah.
You used to break it down yourself.
Yeah. they used
You know
come
how to
in-
butcher a whole cow?
This come
That's
in
impressive.
halves. Yeah.
Remember,
That's
he used,
impressive.
remember what his background is. He used
Yeah.
to be a chef around like that. So my father-in-law, my brother-in-law were just up in God knows where, Newfoundland, Canada. I mean,
Yeah.
they drove 24 hours from here to get to where they were going, and they got moose and caribou. So we have moose and caribou meat. And
That's awesome.
yeah, it was very
Moose.
cool. Moose is delicious.
Love it.
Caribou we have not done yet. We have ground caribou meat.
Bud
Ground
Rutgers used to have ostrich.
ostrich. I've done ostrich. Kelly and I like to delve into the food. We're like foodies. We like we'll try it. Like we're like, and
It
our
was
kids are
good.
pretty good at
I
that
like
stuff too. They will try everything and then they will let us.
How's the
know.
dirt bike?
He fell off the dirt bike.
Yeah, I know that.
I told you
No,
that?
but I know.
Oh yeah, I mean,
But-
like it took an idiot was wearing, and he's being such a little baby right now. I'm sorry for talking about that, Hudson, but like you got to man up. That's a man toy, and if you have that, it's a rite of passage to fall off of that thing. And it's great that he
You're
did
not
that 'cause he didn't
you
get
don't
hurt.
fall off. You're not riding.
But he's just riding on the street right now because the whole idea is I have the throttle governor as tight as it can be, and he's still gonna mess it up. I'm like, Hudson, you start this thing when you start.
Is there a
in third
clutch?
gear. It's not a clutch, but there's gears. So it's a good starter bike.
He's mad. He's instantly
I know.
butthurt.
Dude, come on, he's 11. So
The
he
only way
starts
to
it in
learn.
third gear, but he's now starting to get a little cocky because we went out there a couple of times. I told him we're gonna come up to your place. I can't wait for that. And we started in third gear, and he's getting cockier and cockier and cockier. And I says, "You're not riding this without me." And so there was one time, of course, his friend was over. He wanted to show off. So babysitter was there. I'm like, "Go ahead." And she sends me video, and then you see him flying down the street, and then you hear the. And you can't see it, and the babysitter drops her phone and everything like that, and he goes, "I didn't cry, Daddy." That's everything. But so his first rite of passage on the dirt bike, so it's pretty cool, man. And I met a cool guy, by the way. That guy I got the bike from, I've maintained a relationship with him. 19 years old, owns 2 businesses: karting
Oh, that's
business
great.
and a chemical cleaning
A
business. stuff
karting
like that.
business?
Karting, yeah. Like
Is his last name end with a vowel?
yeah, a whole different type of vowel because I was thinking the same thing. He's an O'Rourke. So he's on
Oh,
the Irish
He's on the
vowel side,
Irish
not on
side.
the Italian vowel side. But I'm like 19 years old. He goes, "Yeah, I didn't go to college." He goes, "I'm like, what did your parents do? This, that, the other thing." And I'm like, "This is the coolest cat." I'm like,
Yeah.
this guy is so
I'm
mature.
looking at that
It-
guy who opened his door.
He's having trouble.
There's
He-
no,
that's-
he
He's leaning in on your
opened it
mirror
so
right now.
fast. He opened it so fast. You know he just.
That's my
banged into
employee, so we can
door.
get in. That's Corey. We can mess him up.
No, he parked far enough away from my car.
You know, if you hit it, to give you the old look back at it. So he
Yeah.
didn't.
He
I'll
would have
fuck
been
Corey
like,
up.
yeah.
Bring him in here. We'll
No,
close the
you know
door.
what? He wouldn't. I don't know. I'm smart enough. If I bash a car, I don't look at it at all. I just keep on going.
I bashed one once. I left a note. Couldn't.
Aw.
I had to. I can't.
Yeah, you felt it in your soul.
Yeah, I left a note.
You felt it in your soul.
I once hit a
There he
car.
is. He goes, "Yeah, I just hit your car." What's up?
I'm gonna
That's
walk.
right. I didn't look at it. I
Yeah.
just hit your car.
I don't give a
When you
fuck
see that
about
nick right under the, right under the hand, the door handle,
It's a door
that
ding.
was me.
Little bitch Subaru.
It's a right. It's a
Meet
rite
me.
of passage.
Meep, meep. Does it still not have a scratch on it? By the way, so your brother is 100% right. I took the cars to the car wash and stuff like that, and I brought my car out, and I'm like, you could see those
Yeah.
circles.
That's why I go to that place in Pearl River that you go in and you just
you do it
do
yourself.
your whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's great because I leave my bike on the top. I leave my bike on the top and I wash my bike at the same time.
Yeah,
It's
that's how I
perfect.
used to do
Here
it.
we go again. Yeah, good. Yeah,
Yeah.
leave that was. So you've learned your lesson. That's
Yeah.
great.
It's not a car. It's a place where you can wash.
Yes,
your
It's
own
a
car.
it's a bay.
It's a bay.
It's a bay.
Yeah.
It has water and soap.
Water and
Yeah,
soap.
and
And you pay how much for that? Why don't you just do
You
it?
know,
for
I don't
free?
even
$3
know.
in
I don't
quarters.
even know. It's-
Oh, they have a credit card
they
machine
have
now?
a credit
Yeah.
card.
Oh,
Well,
I
I don't.
never
Why
checked
don't you
it.
just do it at your house?
Because they have the soap and the
Yeah,
they have you
it's
can click it
all
to hot
there.
wax
Yeah.
or low wax or pressure
Exactly.
wash or rinse. Come on.
Yeah. It's got the.
The
awesome.
pressure washer.
Yeah, it's not only
I have
pressure, but it's just built for
That's
for
freer
that.
than. You
Yeah.
know what? You're right.
It's just
You're right.
easier. And then the water goes down the drain and you drive away and it's over.
How do you dry? Is there a dryer? How do you dry? What do
You
you
got a
have
hand
to towel?
dryer.
No, you get
Towel
it. You get it, and it's nice on it, especially with the weather we've been having. You go out, you just put the car in the sun. You
I bring my blower
Like a leaf
Oh,
blower?
to air dry it. Really,
Electric blower.
that's pretty
Yeah, I have
cool.
like a little hand one.
Sometimes I just drive really fast.
Yeah,
After
I usually
No, because
keep
then
my
the water
windows
comes off
in.
the side view mirrors and all
No,
that, and it
turn
leaves
them
the
in.
streaks. Yeah, but it leaves the
You
streaks
turn
on the
them
car.
in and it blows it up.
No, I'm just saying when
The
you're
mirrors.
driving afterwards, when you have the mirror, and
that's
you're
why I
driving, it
turn
still happens.
That's why I turn my mirrors in when I'm driving. Every time I leave the
Just in case you guys are driving next to Chris
Right.
after a car wash, you may want to give him some
I
space.
get my car washed like twice a
I'm
week.
sorry, I didn't see you.
Right,
It's a blind spot.
Listen, when you see the truck moving over, just look out.
That's it. He's got a big ass truck, unlike that little Subaru that's next to it over there.
So cute.
Meet me.
It's like if my car took a shit. That's what would come out.
It came out of the tailpipe.
Right,
Beep.
little
There it is.
little baby car.
That's freaking funny.
All right, so you're actively looking for the new car. You're looking for the Lamborghini.
Yeah, I just if I can get up the driveway, they're gonna come install
a lift.
a lift.
What's your plan B? What
I'm gonna get a truck.
and what do you
the
need the
Lambo
lift
truck
for?
instead.
What do you need the lift for?
Well, because I want to put it on a lift because I don't want to get rid of all my cars on have the garage. So I have 15-foot high garage.
You got to
So
talk to this
you're
guy.
going
He's
to
got a
park
ton of
your
lifts.
wife is going to pull her car in
underneath.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
A friend of
So
mine
we
has.
have 2 spots.
What is that going to cost?
They're only like $4,200.
Really?
Yeah, installed. Not
Oh,
bad.
My friend
Great.
has. He went into a house with a very wealthy guy. He was an engineer and stuff like that, and so he did his whole house. You drive into his garage, and it goes down into the basement, which is a full basement, and everything like that. So the car goes down.
That's
upstairs.
very cool.
It's very, very cool.
Yeah.
He'll never use it. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a very,
Yeah,
very
yeah,
cool
right,
thing.
and
It's a
that's
very
it.
cool thing.
Yeah.
So
So I just want
because when it goes down, there's
Mhm.
nothing on top of it for
Right.
you to put another car there.
Right.
Actually, it has to be, doesn't there? You know what it is? You drive it down and you drive it out, and then you just lift it back up.
Yeah, he probably just backs into a spot. That way.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
I just figured if I lift it, one is it'll be out of the way from people bumping into it, and it'll be out of the way of everything. And I'm not going to use it like November, December, January, February, March,
Right,
unless
of
it's
course.
a beautiful day.
Right.
So it's gonna tie
Right.
it
It's
in.
not like you're going to be changing the oil in there or anything.
No, it's going to be a 4-post lift, not like a 2-post like
Right.
mechanics lift.
Yeah.
And it goes up and.
All right,
starts it
great.
out of the way.
I listen with all this knowledge now.
All right. Is there a color that you desire, or you don't really care?
No, because if I can find one that's the right price, I'll just go get it wrapped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So-
wrapping is not that bad.
So I always say, if I'm going to have a car like that, I want it to be loud and flashy.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
So,
that's-
So
I
bright
wouldn't
yellow,
I wouldn't get
right.
it black. I'd
Purple.
I don't
that
want to
blue,
be.
that Lambo
I don't.
blue, or
There's certain
green.
colors that I don't want, but I do want to have a performance sound to it. So I
Yeah.
want someone that's
Right.
Hey, what's
Good
going
morning,
on?
Dr. D.
Hey. So yeah, there's a couple of factors in it that I'm looking for, and if I end up getting the truck, that I only want one that has like a wide body kit on it. I don't want a regular one. So there's one in
You
New
guys
Jersey.
know a lot more about this than I do.
Yeah. So I just look.
I'm not a car guy.
Once I know I can get in the driveway, I can.
I'm not a car guy, but I love to drive. I love to drive.
I like cars.
Cool. No.
I like vehicles.
All vehicles. Yeah.
Well,
I think I might. I'd like to get my brother to build me a Mustang,
you should.
67 fastback,
Like model
A-
or
a- Resto mod.
resto.
Yeah, I want it to be fully modern.
Yeah.
I want like.
But you want the guts of a Mustang. You don't want to
No,
build
no.
it from scratch.
no,
A
the
kit.
gut. The
You
gut.
don't want a
the-
kit. That's what I'm saying.
No, it's not a kit.
All right.
It's not a kit. It's going to be like I'd want the bullet Mustang, right? Like a 67 fastback, and so it's going to look
Shelby,
like that.
what does he call it? Not in 60 seconds. Eleanor.
Lorraine.
Eleanor. One of those. Yeah.
Eleanor.
Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yeah, that would just be fun.
Yeah.
But
I like
it would have 500 horsepower. It would have the rear, the suspension. Joe Rogan talks about that, where he's like, look, you can get yourself an old car that's all original. And you remember how shitty those cars drive
No, God.
and how slow they are. I mean, you get a Toyota Camry that will take out anything built.
We were just
Any
driving a
muscle car
Cobra,
built,
and your
in
ass is so hot
1972.
because the engine, I guess the exhaust goes right under it. And it's like, oh my God, you're burning my ass. And the clutch is like 1,000 pounds to push down, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
Still fun.
By the way, Maria and I went to, on Saturday night, we went out to, what's the name of it? Four Leaves.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
What a great place.
They did a great job, and
By the way, the
they
food
finally
was-
hit their stride.
and the
Yes,
food was great.
They finally hit their stride.
The
Where is
food
it?
was really good.
Right by
here.
Park, where you
Right.
were, where you didn't
In
see
that
my table
the
in Park Ridge.
Courtyard.
Oh,
Park
yeah.
Ridge.
You weren't there.
Four-
Table
I wasn't there. Yeah, I wasn't there.
So
They
Your whole
started
office
off. They
wasn't
had some growing pains. They had service and food issues. Then they corrected the food issues, but still had the service issues.
Was it
and
in the center? On
yeah,
the, on
it's
the right.
the first built. It's the first
If
store
you're
on the right hand
looking
side. Yeah,
on the
yeah.
right.
That's
I
all
went
restaurant.
into
They
the
did
one on the left in B&M.
Yeah,
M&B.
great place.
right
That's
across the
John.
corner,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
And the lady in the red.
Lady in red.
So Four Leaves has a great bar environment, whatever.
Beautiful. They did a beautiful job in
They
the
had the
interior.
World Series on.
Yep.
And Yankees lost. And then
Embarrassing.
We
But-
made
but-
it an
but-
hour and 24 minutes, and you just brought it up now.
they got a shit ton of.
They got
gluten-free
exactly
options, too.
what.
Gluten free?
Yes, they do.
Nice.
They got the spring roll that's gluten free. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was so good.
As I
It's
said,
not
the
carnivore.
Their
So-
food got better,
And
and then
if
their
you go,
service
it's gotta
got
be
better. And I think
before
they're
I
hitting
had
their
Fried in vegetable oil. No seed oils.
Well, okay. If you're gonna go out, you're going out.
no, I meant for carnivore.
Yeah.
On our carnivore thing.
Yeah. No.
You can't do it in vegetable oil.
No canola or
What do we get? So how do you cook things?
Tallow.
It has to be
Butter.
butter.
tallow, butter. Tallow. Just go to
I just
Whole
eat butter.
Foods,
I
What
eat
is
butter
tallow?
like
What is
sticks.
tallow?
beef fat.
Oh,
This guy.
Or if you
I don't
make
know anything.
bacon, keep the fat
in
Put it
a
in
Maxwell house.
and use it.
Yeah, like
a
back in the
Maxwell
day.
can over there,
Yeah,
right in the middle of the
underneath
stove over there.
yeah,
the old
underneath the
coffee,
sink.
Sanka, whatever,
Sanka, yeah.
You don't
whatever
have
it
to
is.
empty your
Fold-
change. You don't have
yeah.
to empty your change out.
We can keep it in there. Oh, I thought that was Kelly. I'm like, what is she doing here on a Friday? But that's not her. So,
All
right, boys.
This is fun. So
Next
tonight
week-
at 7.
Tonight at 7 at the Functional Medicine Centers of New Jersey, the grand opening. Next week, we are good to go. Anybody going on vacation on my birthday or no?
Is it your birthday?
Yes, it is, baby.
Do we have a plan?
Your birthday
No,
is
we don't have
when?
plans.
Today?
Next Friday, a week from Friday. A week from today. Sorry, November 8th.
November 8th.
Yes.
Very nice.
Election day is on Tuesday.
When are we
You
all
guys
going to
vote?
go out to eat?
We have to go out.
I
tonight.
keep
I
saying
voted,
it, and you guys
I
keep
voted
saying-
yesterday.
I voted,
I'm voting
on
tomorrow.
Wednesday.
I voted
I voted
yesterday.
tomorrow.
I voted tomorrow.
Well, I voted yesterday because I'm going to vote a couple of more times
Yeah.
before Tuesday.
right.
Yeah,
I want to get it in.
I
so
voted tomorrow.
I voted
Next week has
tomorrow.
already been. Next week is exhausting.
Well, I probably have, and there's parallel universe, so I probably have already voted
That is
tomorrow.
true.
So
You may run into yourself
Right,
at
so-
the voting center like you did
so
down
don't try to-
in Florida.
Right.
Try to
There's a,
correct me.
there's a conservative you and there's a
There's a liberal you.
right.
An independent
There's,
you.
there's one that's
And
wrong.
there's a
one
right
that's
in you.
Yeah.
So can you? I mean, I didn't even look because I didn't write anything like that. With this electronic stuff that we have in there.
Right,
So,
so
was there a way to
here's-
write in? Like, could I have written in Chris for president?
You should.
Yes.
I want to get on TV.
Yes. What I like about the voting machines, so when I usually used to vote on voting day, what do they call it? Election day?
You called me stupid. About 5
I've
seconds
never
ago.
called you stupid.
That's true. You didn't
I've
call me
never
stupid.
said that
Yeah.
word.
I mean, you
On-
know, you're thinking it.
No.
in
fun.
Montvale, it's electric. So you don't you hit the thing and you see the little X come up, and I just don't trust it. So in this thing,
Prints
it's
it out.
electric, and then it prints it
I
out.
love it. I love it.
And then you go and you cast your ballot
With
into a
your,
box. It's
they do
great.
have these ballot covering things,
that's
but
right.
you're out here like this for everybody to see. You're thinking
Yeah.
like that, but they. And there were some people I saw that were using that. They were embarrassed.
They
I'm
don't
like, I
let
know who
you
you
in.
voted for if
Right,
you're doing
right.
You know
that.
what was interesting? They don't let
Wear
you
my
in.
Trump hat when I go.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to use your phone. So you're waiting on the line. You're in the building. Like once you enter the building, then whatever, it takes another 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But during that time, you can't check your phone. You can't.
Oh, I checked my phone.
No, you're a rebel.
You're not allowed to.
You know, I wasn't allowed to. Sorry, guys.
And
you're not
you're not allowed to wear like paraphernalia. You're not like you can't
There's
walk
no
in with a MAGA hat.
polstering or whatever it is. Electioneering. Oh, no electioneering or whatever
Right.
that is. Yeah.
What are you doing?
He's doing work.
But
Mm.
there was all kinds of ID checking that I really liked.
Yes.
Like they checked my signature, they checked my address.
But here's the
they-
problem. You write your signature on that little ticket,
Mhm.
and then you write your signature on the electronic board, and they're comparing your ticket to your board. I'm the person that just did this. Compare my signature to
No,
something
no,
you
no.
have
They
already.
have it
Like,
already.
Right.
If I'm saying I'm Pete Wool,
I just
and then
wrote
I
both.
did a Pete Wool again, it's the same signature. You're
I
not
love
comparing anything. So it is kind of strange if you think about it. They're
No,
comparing.
because on the screen is your signature that you gave them when you registered to vote. When you have your voter registration.
Oh, I saw her look at I did it on a ticket.
Yeah.
And then she took my ticket, and then she turned her iPad around, and I did it on the iPad, and she turned it around, and it looked like she was comparing my ticket to my iPad. I'm
Maybe
like,
she had
I just
something
drew
signed
both signatures in front of you. So if I was fraudulently being me,
Right.
it's still going to look like me because you're just comparing two signatures that were just done right away. So I don't know, but
So
it
you
was-
voted.
I voted.
I voted tomorrow.
I voted tomorrow. So, I mean, we can get into this, but like, I think I'm okay with this early voting. I just don't know if I love mail-in stuff. Like, be
I
there,
don't
go
like-
there
no,
and
no.
vote. Do your
Look,
civic duty. Go there and vote. And if
a
you can't get
mail-in-
there,
listen, a mail-in voting system is built to cheat.
Yes.
End of story.
Good.
and I happen to agree. On that note, ladies and gentlemen,
What he meant to say
episode
was-
11. What a wonderful time. See you guys next week.
End stream.
I hit it again.
Did it.
Done did it. And